Hi, and welcome to the 5 Minutes Safe Money Solutions podcast. My name is Matt Sherman, and for over 25 years, I've been helping people eliminate risk of their retirement assets through safe money solutions. On the 5 Minutes Safe Money Solutions podcast, I break down complicated topics and make them simple to understand. So we have three types of annuities that we're going to discuss today: fixed annuities, fixed indexed annuities, and variable annuities. Fixed annuities are your most basic type of annuity on the market. Sometimes you'll hear them referred to as MYGAs. MYGA is an acronym that stands for Multi-Year Guaranteed Annuity. Anytime you see fixed in front of annuity, whether it's a fixed indexed annuity or fixed annuity, just simply means that the principal is protected. And by the way, another thing I want to just bring to your attention is anytime we do these, you see protected principal in red there. That means there are going to be other podcasts that are going to be devoted just to that subject. Maybe we've already got it recorded and available to you, or we're going to be doing it at a later date. Check back if you want to know more about that particular subject. A fixed annuity has the ability to annuitize income at a later date, and we will talk about annuitization at a later date. Annuitization is a form of income from an annuity, distribution from an annuity, if you would. Probably less than 1 or 2% of annuities are annuitized these days for income, for the simple reason is most annuities have become much better and have the ability to have income accounts built right into them, but we can talk about that at a later date. Fixed annuities can only be issued by the insurance company. There's a guaranteed level rate of return that's very similar to a certificate of deposit. In other words, if it says that it's going to be a 3-year fixed annuity and that you're going to have a 3% return, that is what you're going to get. No riders, no fees, just simply a 3% return each year for 3 years. And there are hundreds of different variations of fixed annuities from different carriers. The next is fixed indexed annuities. Fixed, again, means protected principal. Fixed indexed annuities offer a reasonable rate of return over the lifetime of that annuity. It is also built into some annuities now that have a predicted and protected guaranteed lifetime income. That can be for the owner and the spouse if you prefer. It's extremely important to understand, and we will devote a podcast just to these next 4 points in red, and that is you need to understand caps, participation rates, riders, and spreads. Very simple discussion, but very important discussion. Cap is how much is that annuity when it returns, say 10% on it, how much are you going to get to participate in that? If it's uncapped, you get to participate in the 10% or perhaps even more if the annuity does better. Participation rate means of the amount of that cap of the return, how much are you, the annuity holder, going to get to participate? So let's say, for instance, the cap is 10, or that the annuity does 10%, and that you've got a 100% participation rate, you're going to get 100% of that 10%. Adversely, what if it says you get to participate in 50%? Well, even though that it returned 10%, you're only going to get back 50% of that, or 5%. Riders and spreads are ways of carriers charging for the performance of that product, and you'll know those amounts, those percentages ahead of time before you sign up for the annuity, so make sure that you understand what those are. Those are kind of gotchas that if you don't understand it and you figure it out later on, it's a problem. So know ahead of time, make sure that you go through that with your agent and you understand what each one of those are. Probably one of the most important components of an annuity are caps, participation rates, riders, and spreads. And there again are hundreds of variations from different carriers. Variable annuity means you're invested in the stock market via sub-accounts. The principal is fully at risk. So you get to participate in both the upside and the downside. There are multiple fees that you do have to be aware of. With variable annuities, you get very large prospectus. Some I've seen over 120, 130 pages, and somewhere in there you've got to understand what all the fees are. Make sure you clearly understand what those fees are. There's mortality and expense charges, admin charges, and there's generally an aggregate average total of anywhere from 2 to 4% as far as fees in variable annuities. So beware, be careful. So your takeaway is you have the fixed annuity, the most basic. You have protected principal, guaranteed level rate of return that you're going to know ahead of time. Fixed indexed annuities, protected principal again, with the potential of a competitive and reasonable rate of return. Variable annuity, you get to participate in the market upside and downside, and they're attached to the market sub-accounts. If you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 561-793-2540, or if you'd simply like to email me your question, email it to info insurancemyway.com. Thank you.